Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We are really happy to see this number of people interested in our workshop. I'm Amani Boughalmi, a data science engineer and the co-founder of PyLadies Tunis, along with Amani Boughalmi, a business intelligence data consultant, and Hidiat Mani, a postdoctoral fellow at Pasteur Institute of Tunis. I will present PyLadies Tunis. We are among a network of Python practitioners in Tunis, Tunisia. We are very passionate about the Python programming language. In fact, PyLadies Tunis is part of PyLadies global community. We are an international mentorship group that helps people become active participants and leaders, especially women, in the Python open source community. We are very proud that our community is growing day by day. In fact, we have 76 chapters with over 50,000 members located in 29 countries and 74 cities. Our mission is to promote, educate, and advance a diverse Python community through outreach, education, conferences, events, and social gatherings. Also, PyLadies aims to provide a friendly support network for women and a bridge to the larger Python world. Anyone with an interest in Python is encouraged to participate. So, in case you missed our last events, just you can follow us at our network. Okay, and now I will let the floor to Taysir speak about her community.
Thank you so much. So hello and welcome everyone to this session. First thing, I'm going to start by presenting myself. My name is Taysir Benrad. I'm the General Secretary of Women in Engineering Affinity Group, Esprit Student Branch that belongs to the Tunisia section. So this series named Data Science from Zero to Hero is organized by both we Esprit Student Branch and PyLadies Tunis that belongs to an international mentorship group with the aim of helping and supporting more women to become active participants in Python open source community. So thanks to these sessions, we will together learn the basics of data science thanks to our mentors. For that reason, we would like to express our sincere appreciation to our today's mentor, Ms. Amani Boughalmi, data science at Datagram and software development engineer. Welcome, Ms. Amani, and thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank you very much, Amani.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine. So I'm with you in leverage each other up, especially women in the domain of technology. That's why I'm really pleased to have this invitation. So my name is Amani Boughalmi. I'm a data science Datagram. My major area of expertise is computer vision. Maybe we can have another session in computer vision when
it's a great idea. Yeah. Thank
for
you.
the next milestones. And for now, we will start talking about Python. So the joy of coding Python should be in seeing short, concise, readable classes that express a lot of action in a small amount of clear code, not in reams of trivial code that bores the reader to death. Guido van Rossum. So today I will introduce you Python. We'll talk especially about variables and operators which are the basics element of any language or any programming language, Python collections, control structures, loops, and functions. So Python is a scriptable language. It's designed to be highly readable. It uses English keywords frequently, whereas other languages use punctuation, and it has fewer syntactical constructions than other languages. So Python is easy to learn, easy to read, has a broad standard library, portable, uses database, GUI programming, scalable, and extendable. So Python is interpreted, processed at runtime by the interpreter. You do not need to compile your program before executing. the same thing as PHP or Perl if you have worked with. So as you may see in the image in the right, so when we have another language like C, we have to pass our written code to a compiler to compile our code in a machine code. It's called also binary executable, and run the program to have the result, which is not the case with Python. We will interact directly with interpreter and have our results. So as you may conclude that Python is really interactive, you can actually sit at a Python prompt and interact with the interpreter directly to write your code. Also, Python is object-oriented. It supports object-oriented style or technique of programming that encapsulates code within objects. So environment setup. We can work with Python in three types of setup. Batch scripting, when we execute a command prompt from Python. Also, we can use integrated development environments, EDA. So EDA generally brings a lot of different aspects of writing code under a single umbrella. So we can have code editor, compiler, interpreter, and debugger in the same place. So also they have intelligent autocode completion recommendation to anticipate what we are going type next. So some IDE known for Python: JupyterLab, Spider, PyCharm, PyDev, Visual Studio. Personally, I use PyCharm. Notebooks. So Notebook is a really amazing tool to work with when we are especially beginners, or when we are trying new things or working with for a data science use case. So Notebook are a web-based interactive computing platform, combines live code, equations, narrative text, visualization, interactive dashboard, and other media. So some known notebooks are iJupyter Notebook, Google Colab, and Kaggle Notebook. By the way, for this workshop, we will work also with Notebook. I can show you also batch scripting, how to interact directly with prompt, but we will use Google Colab Notebook because all libraries are already installed, and it's friendly for newbie in Python. So let's configure our work environment, because as well. So during this workshop, we will so balance between the presentation and live coding. So I invite you to just open your Gmail and follow me to just have in your notebooks in seconds. So just so you have your Gmail opened. If it's okay, I can so guide you. Then we go there for your drive. Just click in this logo of Drive. Then here you find new or nouveau in French. Then if you have Google Collaboratory here, it's okay. You can just click and you have already your notebook. If you don't have Google Collaboratory in this list, just add this plus to get your Google Collaboratory. So just like this. And here we can have your live coding sessions. So I will go back to the presentation. And if you have...
Could you repeat the process, please?
Of course. So when you enter your email inbox here, you click on this grid on the right, top on the right. Here you will find Drive. Just you click Drive. It will open your Google Drive like this. And when you find yourself here, you just click in New or Nouveau in French. Then plus here. Plus will show you a list of what type of support you will create. We will create a Google Collaboratory notebook. If you don't have Google Collaboratory notebook here, you just click on the plus button. It will show you Google Collaboratory with a bunch of other applications. You just click on Google Collaboratory. Is it fine or should I repeat?
It's fine. Thank you.
Great. Okay. So we will back again to our presentation. So the famous indentation of Python. Indentation in Python is used to create a group of statements. Many popular languages such as C and Java use the braces to define a block of code. Python uses indentation. Indentation is a number of spaces, tabs or spaces. What is known and good to know is to do indentation equal to 4 spaces, which the best indentation you can do to define your blocks. Then here we will talk about variables. So variables are containers for storing data values. Unlike other programming language, Python has no command for declaring a variable. A variable is created the moment you first assign a value to it. So when you create a counter, for example, equal to 100, counter will have the integer type. If you assign a float to counter, counter will be a float. Variable names. Rules for Python variable. A variable name must start with a letter or the underscore character. A variable can have a short name like X and Y, or a more descriptive name like age, car name, total volume. A variable name cannot start with a number. A variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. Variable names are case sensitive. So age in lowercase doesn't equal or doesn't the same as age with capital or uppercases. So standard data types. Python has various standard data types that are used to define the operations possible on them and the storage method for each of them. So the text type, we can define strings, and the key word here in Python is str. Numeric types, int, float, or complex. Sequence types, list, tuple, or range. Mapping type, which is dict. Set type, like set or frozen set. Boolean type as bool. Binary types, bytes, byte array, or memory view. So let's play with variables in our notebooks. So here is our workspace. So let's let's first of all investigate a little bit our notebook. So here we can write the name we want for our notebook, like I did. So PyLadies workshop, or you can try to write first Python programs, etc. Here the extension is IPYNB, which is the extension of any notebook you will work with, or we can have .py, which is the other type of extension of Python code, and it's the famous one. Here, so for example, we will print hello world. So hello world, to just print hello world to the screen, we can add code like this. Here there is 2 buttons, text or code. To do the same thing as me, you can click here, do input, output. You can format your text as you want, in bold or just a second, like this. Here is bold, here is capital, and here is our code. So here we can print hello PyLadies, hello IEEE, like this, and it will print hello PyLadies, hello IEEE Esprit. Okay, we can also have an input. We can define the input we want, like this, input. So here, enter your message. And when we run this, we have the ability to write what we want. So here, hello all. Okay. And then we will define a counter, which is here integer. So now we can print our counter type. So we print type. Type is a built-in function in Python. If we want to know type of a variable, just we call type function and we put our variable into it. Here we will print the counter type. It's int. And what we want to do now is just changing counter type. For example, we will define counter as float. Here, what I'm doing here is running my cell. The notebook here have a lot of cells. This is a text cell and this one is code cell. If I want to run my code cell, I just click on this button and it will run my code inside this cell. So here we have 100.0 is the type changed to be float. Also, I can change counter to be str. I can do that like this. Counter str. My variable 2 can be a string, like here, variable 1 or variable 2, and I can so print my first letter of this string, like this. I will get age. And this is how to manipulate strings. If I want to print the first word of variable 2, I can do this. My variable, which is variable 2, into brackets, I put the first indices. Here is 0, and then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From 0 to 6 letters, it will give me the first word of the second string, which is Python. There is also a lot of built-in function. So built-in functions, so I can put the first string in uppercases. Here we have just 2 uppercases. We want to put it on all upper. So like this. Now hello world is uppercase. Same thing if I want to do lowercase, for example, for the second string, I will do lower. I will call the built-in function lower. This is some example of variable and how to manipulate string, and it shows how Python is really rich with a bunch of built-in function. So here we are again. Okay. So now for Python operators, we find a lot of categories. So we will start with the simplest one, are arithmetic operators. So here we can find the addition operator, subtraction operator, multiplication, division, modulus, exponential, floor division. Also, we have comparison operators like equal or not equal, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Here, assignment operators. So here there is a rule. When we have, for example, x assigned 5 assigned to x, here the x variable take 5, and if we want to add to x 3, for example 3 point, like here x equal to x plus 3, we can just do plus equal, and this rule can be applied on all the operator we have seen. So plus, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division. So all this operator, they can be assignment operators if we just add equal sign. Logical operators like and, so return true if both statements are true. Here, if x less than 5 and x less than 10, it will return true, or returns true if one of the statements is true. Not reverse the results, so return false if the result is true. So for the same operation, if we do not, it will reverse the result. Identity operators. So here, if x is y, returns true if both variables are the same object. The same thing with not. So if x is not y, returns true if both variables are not the same object. Membership operator, so x and y. So it verify if x exists in the sequence y, or it doesn't exist in the sequence y. Bitwise operators, so sets each bit to 1 if both bits are 1. So it's similar to what we see in logical operator, but it works with bits 1 and 0. So let's try some operator. So here you can so take those A equal false, B equal true, and C equal false, and just give me the series of results of B and C, B or C, not E and not B and B, A and B or not C. If you can do this as questions, or I can get your results in the discussion, just to make sure that we are all in the same step. So here to have your results, you will run this one by one. So you will create new code and see, do like this, print B and C. It will print the result. Here, false. Discussion. False, true, true, false. Hamza, false, true, true, false. Good. You are. So we'll wait for other results and then we will correct together. First one is false. The second one. Who else got the result? Sirine, false, true, true, true. Good. False, true, true, true. Good. Okay, so let's discover this. Good job. See, so not A and B. Okay, the last one, A and B. Or C, or not C. So it's false, true, true. Well done. False, true, true. Well done. Mudaffar, Farah, Aziz. Well done. Good. So now the next exercise. So I want to have like about 50 response now. So if we took x equal to 3, what will be the result of the next equations? So 1, is it less than x? So what type of this variable will be integer, boolean, or string? Boolean. Good. True. Boolean. True. Okay, great. So x greater or equal than 4. True or false? False. Yes, Sana. False. Good. So x different or not? This is different. So the sign is different. Here we have Serene with all the results. I couldn't catch it, Serene. Okay. Good. X is different from 3. Okay, this one. Gira. True, false, false, true, true, false. Okay, we'll print the results. So print. And this one as well. Great. Yes. Good job, guys. Good job. Okay, so here, hello, equal. And finally, this long one. So the result is, oh, yes. Like this. True, false, false. True, 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 and false. True, false, false. Should be true and false. One before the last zero is wrong, I think. Yes. So the last exercise, I hope to have all the results now. Correct results. So this one. Too simple. So first one should be integer. The second one, this one, float or integer? 5 minus 2.0. What do you think? Float. Great. Great. Float. Great. Great. Print all this. And what do this double star here? Power. Yes. 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 Great. And finally, what do this floor subtraction, floor division, sorry. Okay, and the floor division, it's under possible integral from division. Yes. Yes. Yes, it makes sure then floor division makes sure that when we do a division, it gives us an integer, not a float. For example, if we do 5 divided by 2, we will get 2, not 2.5, like the normal division. Okay, great. So we go back again to our presentation. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now, there are 4 collection data types in the Python programming language. We have list is a collection which is ordered and changeable, allows duplicates members. So with list, we can change the content and the element in the list. It's an ordered list, and we can duplicate members element. For example, we can have apple, banana, cherry. Tuple is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable, allows duplicate member. So the difference with the tuple and list that we cannot change the element inside a tuple. Set is a collection which is unordered and unindexed and no duplicate members. We cannot access to a set via indexes. Indexes, like, for example, a list start from 0 to 2 here. A list of 0 give us Apple. So 0 is the first index here, and it's the index of Apple, which is not the same with set. Here, the set is not indexable. Dictionary is a collection which is unordered, changeable, and indexed. No duplicate members are allowed. Here we cannot duplicate key in dictionary. So for the dictionaries, we have always unique keys. So let's investigate more. Sorry for this. So let's investigate more collections. So here I create this same lists, tuple, set, and dictionary in our presentation, and we will try some write and read operation from each structure. So we will start with the list. So this list, we want to print the first element. For example, here we can do like this. So it's, sorry, I need to, okay. So here we have this memory. I should run this again because the last time I changed my list, I changed apple by green apple. Okay, now it will show just apple. So to change apple from apple to green apple, we can do just assignment like this. This list of 0, it contains apple. I will write in it green apple. And then I will print my list. And now I have green apple, banana, cherry. So I do read and write operation to my list. Does it fine with you? Okay. Okay, I let girl guide you. It's simple to get in the same state with us, to the same state with us. So now we will work with the tuple. So this is a tuple. So what we know about list, so it's ordered, indexable, changeable. So now I do write in it, read from it, and I index it with 0. Here, when I enter this list by 0, I found green apple. I can find green apple like this. Now I will work with the tuple. Here, I want to read from tuple. Okay, so here I will print this tuple of 0 or this tuple of 2, so I can read from a tuple. Now I want to change the first word in this tuple. What do you think? I can change this apple word or banana or not with the set? Yes or no? No. We'll make sure now. So I will change again my apple with green apple. Here I will write green apple. we are not allowed to change anything in tuple object. So here the error is tuple object does not support item assignments. We cannot assign any new value to any set element. Okay. To tuple, sorry, to the tuple. Okay, so now I will try to figure out an element from a set. So here, print this set. Does this will work with me or not?
Miss, excuse me, there is someone who has a problem with, he can't find the file or where to type.
Okay, so it's simple. Just open your inbox in Gmail inbox. Here in this grid, you will find Drive, one of Google Gmail services. So here, the Drive, when we can, where we can store many things like our Dripton, our Google Colab notebooks, documents, PDFs, etc. We click this and click into Drive application. Then we just click new or nouveau like this. Are you following?
Yes.
Okay. Then you can find Google Collaboratory already in your list of choice, or you just click on plus button to just get the Google Collaboratory service. So if you have it, you just click in Google Collaboratory and you will find yourself in the same notebook as we are working in it. If you don't, you just here click plus. You will find a bunch of services, applications. You will click on Google Collaboratory application, and it will be added.
Thank you so much. Sorry for interrupting.
No problem.
Please carry on.
It's nothing. Thank you. Okay.
Yes. When I open Google Collaboratory, I just found an empty file. That's why.
Like this?
Yes.
Yes, because we are working on a new one and we are working together. So I didn't share anything with your colleagues, just we are working in it. So it's live coding session.
In my situation, I find another file.
Mm-hmm. It looks like this or not?
No, it's not empty. It's typed and doesn't show what you're showing. It shows another thing.
Maybe you type another existing notebook?
No, I just downloaded, and when it opened, it showed another file. I don't know.
You can go there and just open a new one like this. You have the same structure in your screen?
Yes.
Okay, so you have this button, file or fichier in French. Here.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, and now you can just click on new notebook or nouveau notebook. Here.
Yes, I found it.
Great.
Thank you.
Now, okay, right. It's nothing. Okay, here again. So a set object is not subscriptable. So we cannot access to this set via index. Okay, and for the dict, we can So access to the dictionary by keyword. This is an example to show the difference between structures. Here, for this dict, I print the brand. I can as well change the brand doing this brand equal to, for example, not Ford, Mercedes, or this dict. Okay, and now I can print my dict, and the brand is changed from Ford to Mercedes. Okay, so go back again to our presentation. So, condition structure. In fact, this is the syntax of a condition structure. So it's like the name, we have a condition. If the condition is met, if the condition is true, we will execute some instructions. If the condition number 1 is not true, we will verify if the second condition is true. So the elif keyword is Python's way of seeing if the previous conditions were not true, then try this condition and do instructions. Else, the else keyword catches anything which isn't catched by the preceding conditions. For example, if the first condition is not true, the second condition is not true, so do the rest of instructions. Those instructions. Okay. So loops. In general, statements are executed sequentially. A loop statement allows us to execute a statement or group of statements multiple times. The following diagram illustrates a loop statement. For example, we'll start from here. Here we have a condition. Here we can find another list of piece of code. Then we have a condition. If the condition is true, we will go back again to execute the same instructions here. And if the condition is false, we will execute something else. So go out from the loop and execute other instructions sequentially. We have two types of loop, for loop. So a for loop is used for iterating over a sequence that is either a list, a tuple, a dictionary, a set, or a string. For x in iterable, like this list, this set, this tuple, do instructions. So we loop over our instruction element by element and do treatment or instruction like uppercase, lowercase, other logical operation or arithmetic operation. While loop, with the while loop, we can execute a set of statements as long as a condition is true. While our condition is true, do instructions. So break and continue. We can break our loop, so we stop the loop if in the while condition still true. And continue, it's a statement we can stop the current iteration and continue with the next. So let's apply this. So here we have a control structure. For example, just this piece of code, let's verify something. We do a membership operator. We can, in fact, apply this membership operator in lists. We can make sure if Sherry is in the list. So we simply can do this. Do you remember? Do you still remember membership operators? If yes, just tell me how to verify existence of Sherry in this list. So to remember you, this list have apple, banana, and cherry. How to verify that cherry exists in our list? Okay, to make it more simpler, so we have is or is not, membership, in or not in, sorry, in or not in. We will take Sherry like this and verify if it's in this list. So what type of variable will return this statement? Boolean. Great. So now
Boolean.
it will say true. Yes, Boolean. Yes, that's it. And now we go back again to our control structures. So if we have E equal to 33 and B equal to 200, so how can we assess if A is greater than B? So we want just to print A is greater than B if A is greater than B. So first thing, we will start by our condition. So our condition is if A greater than B. Look here, there is an indentation. Here we have two spaces, point and another point, which present spaces. So here, when we are trying a new block of instructions, we do indentation. Let's see. Print E is greater than. Good, Hamza. Good, Ryan. That's it. So here, print A is greater than B. Great. Good. So now if we want to print A is greater than B, else is not greater than B. So now our statement will be if else. No, we have just, yes, the difference between else and elif. In fact, if we have another condition to put in elif, we will work with elif, else we will put all the other instructions in else statement. Here we want to print A is greater than B. If it's not greater than B, it can be equal to B. So it's not greater than B. So it will be put in else block. Here it will be like this. If A is greater than B, print A is greater than B, else will print A is not greater than B. Mudaffar is the third exercise, this one with if, else, elif. So now we start with if we have condition, we will print something. The second exercise, if this condition is true, that's fine. Else, the other instruction will be in else block. Now we will assess our A variable and print A greater than B, or A equal to B, or B is greater than A. So now we have three conditions. So two condition and else block, two condition and else block. The first condition is A greater than B. The second condition is A equal B, else if A not greater than B and A not equal to B, so B is greater than A. There is no other choices. So how we will do this? Here we have if A greater than B, we'll print A is greater than B. Elif A equal or double equal. Difference between equal and double equal? Double equal. Yes, because one equal is a assignment operator. Two equal, double equal, great. Okay. Elif print A is equal else. In front of else, we have no condition. As you see, print A, print B is greater than A. Now, okay. Great. So for the first one, we found A is greater than B. Where is it? For the first one, we didn't print anything because A is not greater than B. So print A is greater than B is not printed. So because the condition is not true. There is nothing here, that's why we have just two lines. The second one, print A is not greater than B. And the third one said that B is greater than A. Okay, hope that is clear. And now we will work with loops. So, loops. So how to loop through the letter in the word banana. So now we will use for or while loop. It's obvious because the result is here. So for or while loop. And how we will do this? So we have the banana string. So the string we can loop over string the same thing as we do with list. So we will loop each letter in banana. We will use for or while loop. For or while loop. For. Great. Why for? Because we know our string. We will loop over banana. Here we know our final decision. final destination, sorry, for e equal 1 to 6. Yes, we can do this, Ghada, but we can do it with operators like this, like here with membership operator. So we can loop over banana with membership like this for letter in banana. So for each letter in banana, we will print the letter. And here it is. Here our result, B-A-N-A-N-A, banana. This is our first exercise. Okay. We can do this with the len banana. I will let you know how. The second method, so for Ghada and Hamza, so we will do this. Okay. We'll add another code section. We'll do this for letter in range banana. In range len.
Excuse me, miss.
Yes.
Actually, we have another question from Ryan. He said, "I have a question. Do we find the index of a certain word in a given word?"
Can you repeat the question, please?
Do we find the index of a certain word in a given word?
A certain letter in a given word?
The index of a certain word in a given word.
A certain letter in a given word.
I don't know what, I didn't understand the question actually. Ryan, if you can, oh, okay.
It doesn't make, it's a letter.
Letter.
And by the way, it's a she, not he.
Ah,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, so
Sorry, Ryan.
yes, Rain, so your question is?
How to find the certain index of a certain letter in a word. It's in a given word.
For example, we want to know the first letter of banana.
We want to know the index of the first letter, for example, how to type it.
Okay. Element at. So there is a built-in function, element at. So give us the index of a certain letter if we give this letter. Is it your?
Yes. For example, in the word banana, we want to know the index of the letter B, what we should type.
Okay, so just let me remember this. So for example, we have banana like this. And you want to give the index, for example, okay. So B x equal banana, like this. X, run this, and x dot index of the letter B, for example, like this.
Yes.
Is your question?
Yes.
Okay, so it's index function. And
thank you, Miss.
You're welcome. I just forgot a little bit about it, but here there is a nice you can do if you want to know all built-in function for a string or any other object. You just type your object like this, and here you type, for example, x, which is the type string, and when you put your point here, you find all the built-in function for the string type.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay. So we continue here with this. I think Rayan and Hamza want to run by index. So here, instead of letter, I will put E, which is the index. And here, I will print, for example, as X. Now, banana is X. I will do this, X of E, and it will print the same thing. So here, len X give me how long is X. So length of X. And then I will loop through from 0 to the len of X. I will get all indexes from 0 to 5, and then I will print banana one, each letter of banana one by one, but in this time I will run through indexes from 0 to 5. Okay, so as we know the range function, so the range function give us, for example, if we want to run from 0 to 5, we just put range 0, 5. It will give me a list from 0 to 5. For example, we can do this, range 0 to 6 give me from 0 to 4. Oh, not. In range 0 to 5, print E. Like this, I will print integers between 0 and 5. Like this. So now we want to print integers starting from 2, ending at 5. How we will do this? Any other question? 6. Yes. Yes, Sirin, that's it. Yes, so here we do for E in range 2, 6. So 2 is start, 6 is the end. And we can add another attribute. We will know about it in seconds. So here 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now we want to print integers between 2 and 29 with a step of 3. Sorry. So now we will add another element to the range. Yes, Hamza, that's it. So for E in range 2, 33. 2, 13, 3, 30. Sorry, 33. Print E. So here we are, 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, etc. Now some example with while loop. So here we want to print E while E is less than 6. How we will do this? Some response. Now we will use while loop to print E while E is less than 6. Is less than 6, yes.
While E is bigger or equal to 6.
No, the condition is E is less than 6. Yes. So we start E equal to 0 while E less than 6. Print E instead of plus Serene. I guess you are working with C++, Java. Yes, plus equal. Yes, plus equal. Great. And here is our result. And now we want to print. Great. So here we print E when the condition E less than 6 is true. So now we will do the same while loop, but we will break if E equal to 3. So now it's the same condition, but we will break if I will not write all the loop. I will let you do it. And then what we will do. We will use something we learned in the beginning about structure, conditional structures. Yes, Farah. Yes, if statement. Yes, Dahmoun. Yes, Muhammad Amin. Yes. Yes, that's it. Yes, so print E to make sure that we print it. Okay, and then if E equal 3, break. And now where to put E plus equal 1. E plus equal 1. And here we are. So break, even the first condition is still met. When we write break statement here, we are out of the loop. Okay, so I hope that this part is clear. We'll go back again to our presentation. presentation to talk a little bit about functions.
Okay, just Amani, sorry for interrupting you. Could you please share with us the notebook?
Of course.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
When we finish, we do this.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm sorry again.
Okay, so now we will we'll talk about Python functions. So a function is a block of code which only runs when it is called. You can pass data known as parameters into a function. So in the signature of function, we found parameters. The parameters are the input data we want to give to our block of code to run. Here, so a function can return data as a result. For example, if we give our function e and b, and we want the sum of e and b, it will return the sum of a and b. So in Python, a function is defined using the keyword def. Arguments are specified after the function name inside the parentheses. So here's an example of function. So def is the English keyword like definition. Def, my function, the name of function, f name, first name, last name are the parameters. And here we will return a concatenated string that has a first name plus a space and a last name. This is the sample function definition. Another type of function that exists in Python is lambda function. A lambda function is a small anonymous function. Here there is no name for our function. A lambda function can take any number of arguments, but can only have one expression. Lambda arguments, 2-point expression. For example, here, lambda return a after e plus 10 expression. Here we'll run x of 5. So here the result of x of 5, it will give us 15, 5 plus 10. So the only instruction of lambda function is summing or adding 10 to the given parameter, which is 5 here, and which is defined as a. So another thing is good to know about functions, that if you do not know how many arguments that will be passed into your function, add a star before the parameter name in the function definition. This way, the function will receive a tuple of arguments and can access the items accordingly. For example, I will define my function with a star kids. Print the youngest child is plus, so kids of 2. Here, my function, I put 3 names of kids. Emil, Tobias, Linus. 3 names, and I print the second one. I can put as much as names here within this tuple, kids. So arbitrary keywords argument with 2 star key args. You can also add 2 asterisks before the parameter name in the function definition. This way, the function will receive a dictionary of argument and can access the items accordingly. The difference between 1 asterisk and 2 asterisk is the first one is a set of arguments. The second one take a dictionary. So we have to define the name of parameter before giving this value of the name. Another thing to know about function is the scopes. So a variable is only available from inside the region it is created. This is called a scope. The scope is like say environment or the region or the perimeter of the function. So the scope of a function, of a variable, it's where it is available. So a variable created inside a function belongs to the local scope of that function and can only be used inside that function. So the variable x is created inside this function, is only available inside the function, my function. So x equal to 300, I cannot print x outside of 300. Outside of my function. Here, if I want to use x in my function, but it is a global variable, I can do this. So if I define x outside of the function, I can call it inside of my function. But if I define x inside my function, it will be a local variable and I cannot access to this variable from the outside. If there is any question about the scope part, please don't hesitate to ask me, because I know this is maybe the first time you hear about scopes. So scope, naming variable. If you operate with the same variable name inside and outside of a function, Python will treat them as two separate variables, one available in the global scope and one available in the local scope. So a scope inside the function. And if we want that our variable, yes, and if you want that even you create a variable inside your function and you want to use it outside of your function, you can just add global keyword. When you define x as global, you can work with it out of this function. Okay, so here we'll talk about try exception later. Let's, sorry. Oh. Sorry, I do from my, I'm not sure which one I'm connected to. I'm sorry about this. Just a second. My presentation has gone somewhere. Is there any question about scopes? As we still sorry about interruption. Okay, here we are again. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
And now you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Oh. This is the function written in the presentation. So here we access through two asterisks. Now we want to create a function that print hello world. So how we will create it? If you have some suggestion, just tell me. It's too simple. We have a keyword and then the name of our function. You can say that our function will be named as hello function, like this, and we'll take no arguments. Yes, that's it. So def hello word or hello function without any argument, and we will print hello world. Great. Okay. And now how we'll call it? That's it, Muhammadin. So we will call the name of the function and parentheses. Yes, Yusra? There's a problem.
Yusra, if you have a question, please, you can type it. Otherwise, you can say it.
Some problem. Sorry about this. No problem, we'll continue in further. Yes. Now it's okay. Sorry. Okay, we go back again to our function. Sorry for this interruption. I was disconnected from the Gmail, that's why. So now we have to create a sum function. So now we have two parameters, E and B, and it will return to us the sum function, the sum of A and B. Yes, def sum AB. That's it, A. And then def sum A. Then it's A plus B, but we will not print it. We want to get the result. Yes. So we will return. Yes, Farah. Yes, Aya. Yes. So we can return A plus B like this, or we can assign E plus B to a variable which is result, for example, and then return result. So now we can do this. Yes. But it's better to return E plus B, not a result, because of memory. If we create another variable, inside of this variable, we will put another contents. So we will allocate 8 bits in our memory just to put the result of A plus B. So if we just return A plus B, it will be much better. So here we have E plus B, and we will add, so we will return this in a result variable equal to sum, for example, 3, 3, 5. Like this, and then we'll print the result. Okay, the result is 8. Yes, Mudaffar, that's it. Yes, this is true. Okay, so now we'll go back to the last part of our presentation. Not this one. PyLadies workshop. Okay. This is our last part. We'll talk about Python try except block. So the try block lets you test a block of code for errors. So the except block lets you handle the error. And the finally blocks lets you execute code regardless of the result of try and except blocks. So the try except blocks is to catch errors. If you're not sure about the statement inside, you put it in a try catch block, and in the except block, you will get the message of your error that you defined before. For example, if there is something wrong with printing X, it will show you that something went wrong with your statement X. And finally, print the try except is finished. So that's an important thing I want to show you by the end of this presentation. So now I have an exercise for you. So let's do it together. And by the end, I would also like to thank my colleague Alfa Bouzidi for those exercises of lab. So I will put the exercise for you. Are you seeing my screen? Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, great. So here an exercise. So we said that this game is called Guess My Number. We will write a Python program where the computer generates a random number between 1 and 100. The player keeps guessing the number by submitting values, and the computer replies by indicating whether the random number is lower or higher than the guess. The player continues guessing until the computer replies correct. The guess is equal to the random number. So how to generate the random number? There is a module called random. So we will add this module by import random at the very top of your code. Okay. So now we will use the following line to generate a random number between 1 and 100. So random number equal to random.random 1 and 100. And then we will guess if it is higher or lower in each time we put our random number. So who will start? We'll build this together. So what is your first line of code?
I think just a second, can I interject here? With random number equals random.rand int between 1 and 100, if we're trying to, is the 100 included in the interval?
Yes.
So shouldn't it be 101? Because I think it doesn't reach the second parameter.
It's not a problem because the goal of this method is to find a random number. It could be 100, 14, 45, any number. So no problem. You can put even 200s. It will make your game more difficult. We can, for example, have more than one stage of this game. So here we will put just between 1 and 100, and then you guess random numbers between 1 and 100.
Yes, I understand, but I'm just trying to say, I'm just trying to remind you or everyone else that rand_int doesn't reach the final parameter. So if you're trying to reach that final parameter, you should always add 1.
Yes, the same thing as range we do before. Yes.
That's
okay,
just
so we will guess until 990, or we just add 101. Yes, we can do this. So who starts his game? We have 4. Yeah. Yes. We do this. Second. Okay. Yes, students. Okay, we'll remind you just something. Here we can do inputs like this. And if we do inputs, we can take the number. For example, here, 10. Can just do this. So it return 10. Here we can guess our game like this. another suggestion before we start? Oh, sorry. Do you see my screen?
No.
Just a second. Now? Do you see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So do we have other suggestions? Okay, here we have. Test equal true while test, yes. Ahmed, like input number, yes. If like equal x, test false, print equal, print equal, print lower, print higher. Okay, I will put this, Ahmed. This is your solution. I will put it in our notebook and see what it will give. So we'll run this. Our first problem is with test. Why do you think doesn't work? Because here true is capital with capital letter. Okay. And now why it doesn't work? There's missing something important. Yes, dear. Yes. 2 points. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. And if here it misses 2 points, same thing here. Else. Okay. And what's the problem here? Any suggestion for random? Okay, good. Okay. Still missing something. There is another problem. Yes, Sane, run it. Okay. Okay. There is missing something, but we will anyway guess the number. Okay. str. Here, this operator not supported between instance str and int, because here we have a string as output, so we have to cast it to be int. So now it's higher than 7. Then still higher. 30. Higher. Lower. 45. Higher. 47. It's 46. There's another problem. Yes, false is not defined. It's not defined, but false here is capital letter. To go out from the loop, so false is Boolean, it should have T in capital letter or false F in capital letter. So we'll do this again. Lower, higher, 6, 7. It's equal. So the number is 7. So does this work in your site? Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll go back again to the solution. So here we have if, elif, else. And so what do you think about this exercise? Do you find the solution by your site? Okay. So I want to add another exercise. If we want to know if a number is primer or not, so it could be divided by another number. How should be this function? So if you want to define, I will show you the content of the exercise. The lab is longer. I can share it with you as well. You have a lot of exercise. For example, this exercise. Write a Python function name is prime that takes an integer as input and returns a Boolean value indicating whether or not the number is prime. Hint, to test whether a number n is prime, check if the n is divisible by a number between 2 and n divided by 2. Is there any suggestion? So I will just share with you the solution of the exercise. And I will share with you as well the notebook. Okay. So here is the function. This is for the number of tries. This is the tries. So here, if n equal 1, return false. If n equal 2 or n equal 3, return 3. Else, for number in range 2 int n divided by 2 plus 1, if n modulus number equal to 0, return false. Else, if it's not, so return true. It's not the else of this one, when we are out from this and we didn't return false, so it is true. So how we, like this, we can express this function. So here, if number in range 2 int n divided by 2 plus 1 because here the range didn't take the last number, and then if n modulo number equals 0, so there is no rest, no residual, no residue, so we return false. So if we look over this number and we didn't return false, so we return true, so it's prime. Okay, we can take this as well. Yes, is prime for E in range 2 in, okay, in modules. Okay, yes. That's good, Dahmon. Yes. So I guess that we still have just 4 minutes. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. I will share with you the notebook, the lab, everything. I think. Any question? Okay.
Aya asked, what is the best tool to learn Python?
Python. Okay, so I would give an advice before the tool. So practice, yes, like said, yeah. So practice. Try to do many things and to play with Python. And then if you want to practice, for example, Python for data science, Kaggle is the best place. You can find a lot. Yes, you can find a lot of type of challenges, but not maybe in this step. In this step, you can, there is 101 solution or 101 exercise. I'm not sure. I can just search about it and can lots. Yes, there is a good people behind Python, a large community, so you can find a lot of exercise website with Python language exercises, and also you can find many challenges and many competition of Pythons. You can start by those competition or those exercises, even not to win, for example, but to practice and to work with team. So this is my advice, like said the
Sorry to interrupt. There is a question, Taysir, from Muzaffar. He said that could you go through array slicing again?
Yes, in the notebook. Okay. I think I should connect again to my Google account. Just a second. Okay, so slicing. Python collection. Yes. Here. Hello.
Muzaffar, can you hear us?
Yes, it's not here. I think it might be when dealing with strings, you went through it.
Dealing with, just a second. Okay. Size 1, 2, 3. Strings. Here.
Yes, so they're slicing.
Yes. What's your question?
Could you apply that to arrays?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Could you show an example of that?
Okay, so for example, we have list equal to now, for example, here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we want list is keyword, so we cannot do this. So my list. For example, here my list 1, 2, 3. Give me 2 and 3. For example, here it's a list, not array. So another question, Muzaffar?
No, that's
clear. Okay. Another question?
Actually, I do have another question. I don't think you went through lambda functions in the
examples.
No, lambda functions.
Yes, we didn't go through lambda function examples in notebook.
Yes.
Yes, we can do this. For example, here x or result equal lambda. The result, for example, we have for example a 2 points. We will apply a dot upper here, and we should give to the result print. Let's call it not result, lambda function. Okay, we have lambda function of, for example, Python. It will give us Python in uppercase. So this is our lambda function, this is her name, and this is our instruction. And we apply this to A, which is our parameter, is Python.
Okay, thank you. That's clear.
You're welcome. Any other thing we can pass through it? Okay, so thank you. Here is my, I would like to, this is my, in fact, thank you so much. Thank you. You're welcome. It's nothing. So because I work a lot on Google Colab Notebook, and we are not allowed of many resources of GPU resources. So I create a Gmail. I use always Gmail of my mother for other work. So that's why this is not my email. So it's my mother Gmail. So my email is here. So Amani at datagram.ai. So
thank you so much, Miss Amani.
You're welcome. It's
this is it, guys.
in the night. I'm not in my 100% charge. So I hope that everything is clear.
Yes, it was clear. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I will send you the notebook, share it with you, and you can share it with all people that has follow our presentation.
For sure. So this is it, guys, for today. Thank you so much for your attendance and your attention, of course, and see you next session.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Amani.
You're welcome.